let's get to cooking. This is what we're doing today at Memaw's house. Hey y'all, it is hot outside. Welcome back to Memaw's house. You know it's hot when you have to say it's hot outdoors. Mama used to say, it's hot out them doors. So it is hot. I don't know if it's hot where you are, but it's certainly hot where I am. Got my apron on, I got to cook. But because it's so hot outside, you know, you don't nobody feel like cooking at a hot stove. So I'm going to show you a crock-pot meal that I'm going to make for my family. It takes about 4 hours for it to cook in the crock-pot. Doesn't stir up heat all in your house. And if you're like me, you got your curtains closed and you got your air conditioner on and you don't want the sun until you go out to find the sun because it is hot. So, welcome to my summer crock-pot series, and I will get you all the crock-pot meals I can think of for the summertime. So, let's get to cooking. Here are the ingredients that we'll be using to make our meatloaf and potato crock-pot meal. And please note that you do not have to use almond flour. Almond flour is only being used because it makes the meatloaf more keto friendly. And you can always substitute that for regular flour or cracker crumbs or anything like that. But this list of ingredients will be in the description box. These are the ingredients we'll use to top our meatloaf with. We'll mix this together and put it on top. Let's get to cooking. We'll start by chopping our veggies. I'll have 2 bowls. 1 bowl for the potatoes and onions that will go in a separate section of the crock pot. And then 1 bowl for the veggies that will go into the meatloaf. And we'll mix the meatloaf in that bowl. So in my meatloaf, I will have green pepper and onion. I'm going to dice my green pepper and onion with the small dice because I don't want great big onions, hunks of onions or green pepper in my bite when I go to bite my meatloaf. So let's go ahead and cut our veggies up for the meatloaf first, and then we'll get our veggies cut for the potatoes and onion, the cheesy potatoes. You see, I'm only using about half of my green pepper. Because I'm only using a pound of ground beef, I only need a half a green pepper. Now, if I were using 2 pounds of ground beef or a little bit more ground beef, I may use the whole green pepper. But use as much as you like. This is a meal that you season and you do like you want to, because it's for your family. Now I'm going to coat the potatoes and onions with a little bit of olive oil, and then I will go ahead and season them with some garlic, salt, and pepper. Now I'll get my hands in here and mix it well, and we'll get it prepared to go into the crock pot. Now the way I'm going to separate it in the crock pot from the meat is to make this little bowl of aluminum foil. It's a rough bowl, but it's a bowl. You'll understand when I get it in here. And then we'll be able to share the crock pot with the meatloaf and the potatoes. Now the potatoes are all ready. Let's take them to the crock pot and get them put in and wait for the meatloaf to come. Now let's mix up our meatloaf. In the pan or the bowl that I have the green pepper and onion in, I'm going to go ahead and add my ground beef and then the rest of the ingredients for the meatloaf. Now that I have most of the ingredients in the bowl, I'm going to use my handy dandy meat masher to go ahead and mix up the eggs and meat and all of that, and then I'll add the almond flour. I will tell you, if you use almond flour, make sure that you don't use too much. I've done that before, and the meatloaf kind of had a gritty feeling. If you use too much flour, it would it tastes a little mushy. The texture is a little mushy. So be very careful with the breadcrumbs and all of that you add, because it does take away from the texture of the meat. Anyway, I'm going to get in here with my hands now and mix it up to make sure that everything is all combined together. Now let's form the meat mixture into a loaf, because that's why we're doing a meat loaf, and get that put straight into the crock pot. Okay, let's go ahead and mix up the topping to go on the meatloaf, because that will bring some flavor as well. Now, some people just like to top theirs with ketchup, plain ketchup, but I remember my mama using a little tomato soup, and then I added this whole mustard and dark brown sugar, those additions. So we like it like this. You don't have to use this topping. If you just like ketchup, do the ketchup. I do use a little bit of dark brown sugar, just to bring a little sweetness to it and to kind of cut some of that mustard. So here we go. Now that the topping is on the meatloaf, everything is in the crock pot. Let's go ahead and set it for 4 hours on high, and then go do something else in the house that's cool. Okay, y'all, so my meatloaf and potatoes are in the crock pot. They're going to cook for 4 hours. In the meanwhile, I'm gonna clean my kitchen, get some other stuff done, and make a salad. I'll bring you back when I'm ready to make the salad. I'm just going to pull together a real simple, regular house salad with cucumber, red onion, some tomatoes, and iceberg lettuce. Something quick and easy that we can chop up and get on the table with this easy meal. Now the salad is done. Let's check on what's going on in the crock pot. It's been about 3 hours and 15 minutes. I'm going to check the potatoes to make sure that they are getting done. They are fork tender, but they're not done all the way through. At about the 3 hour, 30-minute mark, I'll go ahead and add my cheese. Okay, y'all, we're at the 3 hour, 30-minute mark. I'm going to go ahead and grate some mozzarella cheese, and you can add any kind of cheese you'd like. I just happen to have some mozzarella cheese on deck here at the house. So I'm going to grate the mozzarella cheese, and we'll sprinkle that over our potatoes and get that all done so that it can melt. It'll give us a few minutes for it to be able to melt. Okay, the cheese is melted and it's just shy of the 4 hour mark, and my crock pot hadn't gone off, but we're going to go ahead and serve our dinner now. So my food is done, my kitchen is still cool, and you saw the plate. We're going to go serve dinner. It was a super easy dinner. I did decide to add some mozzarella there at the end. But remember, you don't have to be hot. You don't have to have your air conditioned down to 57 in order to keep your house cool for summer because you're cooking too much. We can still cook and eat and have good meals and stay cool. I'll see you in the next video. Be blessed. Bye. Thank you for watching today's video, and I hope you enjoyed it. To our new subscribers, welcome. I hope that you enjoy being a part of our family here at Memaw's house. Here is a video that may interest you and a playlist. Y'all be blessed.